What is cracking, my people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about 5 very unconventional muscle building tips to drastically level up your gains, to drastically level up your muscularity naturally. It's important to add the natural caveat because obviously if you're on gear, if you're on drugs and all of that stuff, it's a totally different game altogether. When you're natural, you're playing a game on hard mode essentially, and so it requires a different level of precision and focus in order to achieve good results. And so these are 5 unconventional muscle building tips to help you, blow past your muscle building gains and skyrocket your progress essentially. The first tip I would like to give is to actually focus on strength first and size second. And so what comes to mind here is the chicken versus the egg analogy. Okay, did the chicken come first or did the egg come first? That's an age-old question because people always say that a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. Okay, fair enough. But what if it's the other way around? Can a stronger muscle actually potentiate or bring about a bigger muscle over time? So can actually prioritizing strength gains and getting stronger over the course of time actually lead to muscle hypertrophy, muscle expansion? Because I can say for a fact that is what it has been in my case. Think about it. If you take your bench like I did, for example, I was barely benching 1 plate per side when I started lifting, and I could probably put up a 350-pound bench at 1 rep max right now, just based off, I don't do 1 rep maxes, but based off of my estimate with regards to my rep work, because I do about 8 reps with 275 touch and go. I've paused 275 pounds bench for about 7 reps, and all of that. And so what I noticed in my experience is that by simply just getting stronger over the period of time, you are going to make hypertrophy gains. Your chest will grow, period. Strength gains essentially create the foundation for hypertrophy by increasing your body's ability to move heavier loads over time, which causes more muscle tension, muscle breakdown, which, as we all know, are the key drivers of growth, hypertrophy. So instead of constantly chasing high rep volume and chasing high rep work, focus on getting stronger first on the key lifts, the compound lifts. And once you've built that raw power, you built that steady foundation of strength, you can now pivot into higher reps to maximize your hypertrophy gains, because strength sets the stage and then size follows. My next tip is to chase simplicity. Simplicity equals gains in my books. By chasing simplicity, you are able to develop mastery over the particular system that you're using. You stick to it long enough, you become a master at it, you become essentially the best at it, and you essentially give your neural system, you essentially give your brain and your body enough time to adapt to that particular system and get efficient and milk out as much gains as possible that you can get out of it. There are essentially a million different programs out there, but from what I have discovered, and from what a lot of experts in the field have discovered, is that the most effective programs are the ones that are simple, they are trackable, and they are scalable. So instead of program hopping and just, I did this program for 2 weeks and I didn't get gains, so I'm moving to the next. It's like, no, pick a straightforward method. Like I, for example, love the reverse pyramid training. Here's how reverse pyramid works. You select an exercise and then you do 3 warm-up sets just to prime your nervous system for a heavy set. So you pick a weight, you go a few reps, you don't go to failure, you rack it. You do another set, another warm-up set just to prime yourself. Just a few reps to wake up your nervous system. You do a 3rd warm-up set and then you go straight into your top set. Your top set is where you're just going 1 rep shy of failure. So you build up to a heavy set of between 4 to 6 reps. Okay, that's your strength gaining set. And then you drop the weight by 5 to 10% on your next set. You go for as many reps as possible whilst leaving maybe 1 rep in the tank. You do 6 to 8 reps, and then you further drop the weight another 5 to 10% and do a 3rd set. Aim for about 8 to 10 reps. What I've noticed in people who use RPT to train is that the system it just maximizes strength and hypertrophy in one go. You're able to get the best of both worlds, strength and hypertrophy. It's fun, it's sustainable, it's easy to track, and All you need to do is pour yourself into those sets, and because it's fun and you already have rep targets that you're shooting for, and every set is isolated, you're just able to stay consistent and stay focused on the progressive overload on a set to set basis. My next tip is to lower your protein and raise your carbohydrates and your fats. Mainstream fitness, okay, and most lifters in general are just hyper fixated and obsessed over protein, likely because that is what the fitness industry is propagating. But it's not the only thing that matters. The truth is that you don't need 300 grams of protein per day. Hell, most people don't even need 200 grams of protein per day to build muscle and to gain strength. Focus on 0.7 to 1 gram at the very most per pound of body weight for protein, and then partition the rest of your calories depending on what you're doing, whether you're cutting or you're bulking or you're maintaining. Partition the remainder of the calories for carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates for your training, it gives you energy, better pumps, improved recovery. Fats also fuel your hormones, okay? They put your hormonal regulation in a good place, your testosterone levels. And so if you shift your macronutrients in favor of your carbohydrates and your fats to ensure that hormonally and performance-wise, you are there and you perform better, you recover better, ultimately muscle building is going to come as a result, because you're still allocating enough calories for your protein. You're getting the requisite amount of protein that you need. So don't overconsume protein, because it can actually hinder your gains long term, performance wise. This next point of mine actually hurts to talk about because I did it for a long time. I want you to stop or ditch fasted workouts. The thing is, I used to actually train fasted. I used to swear by fasted workouts as being a holy grail for performance, for strength, for focus and cognition and all of that. And true. In some light, it was actually great for mental clarity and for fat loss, okay? If you're trying to lose fat, if you're training fasted, you're putting your body in an environment where it would want to oxidize its own fat, okay? You are burning calories, you're in a fasted state, okay? Your body is eating itself essentially for energy. But when you start adding carbohydrates to your pre-workout shake, okay, 50 grams of some fast digesting carbohydrates, it could be rice cakes, it could be whatever, it could be dextrose. Dextrose is what I use, okay? My workout and my performance instantly skyrocketed. So it is something that I know for a fact is going to make a change. And if your workouts are getting better, it means you're performing better, which means strength gains, which means hypertrophy gains are going to take place. And so you are definitely limiting your power outputs and your endurance in general by training fasted. So I advise everybody consume a little pre-workout carbohydrate source, okay, something that's fast digesting, quick energy, okay, assimilated quickly, and then watch how your gains will skyrocket. The last thing I want you to do is to train like an athlete. Train with the explosive nature that an athlete trains. Don't just be so focused on training like a bodybuilder. There's this whole craze of this slow contractions and 3-second eccentric and checking the concentric movement and all of that. And all of that is fine and dandy for fun, okay? But if you train explosively, the more power you're able to generate, the more muscle fibers you're able to recruit, type 2 muscle fibers specifically. And so train explosively, be performance oriented, and you will reap the rewards of natural muscle building. And if the video provided value, don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications. That was my post-workout meal. Peace.